another review slash reaction. As I told you guys the other day, I'm not really big into social media, other than maybe Facebook and of course YouTube, where here I am trying to grow my channel, and so I don't have Instagram, I don't have TikTok. At the end of the video, well, not this video, but when I do the intros and the outros, I still haven't found the right software. So one of them showed my intro and outro, and I have an Instagram page, but it's it's extremely obscure numbers. It just has my name and then like 088855, like just like I didn't even care. I don't think I ever posted anything on there. Twitter, don't do that. Now, what I have tried before is Match.com, but those girls ended up being like how guys were back in the day, like, boom, let's just get straight through it, and I'm like, slow your roll, let me get to know you a little bit, don't have to go so fast, and then I would get dumped for that. So I guess chivalry doesn't go as long way as it used to. Nonetheless, I have heard of Tinder, swipe left, swipe right, something along those lines, so you could pick, who you're interested in not. And I've heard some horrible stories about it on the news. So this video right here that I'm about to play concentrates on Tinder and the worst people, in, I believe, their opinion, to rank Tinder dates. So without further ado, here we go.
While YouTube has always had its fair share of creepy, disgusting and dangerous channels due to its huge size, another platform quickly became extremely popular, especially amongst the younger generation, TikTok. As of August 2022, the platform is available in 150 different countries, has over 1 billion active users and 2.6 billion downloads worldwide. According to App Ape, the majority of people using the app are between the ages of 10 to 19, with 32.5%. Which brings us to the first main issue. According to an analysis from roughly a year ago, a third of TikTok's US users may be 14 or under, which will attract very disgusting and disturbing individuals on the site. In this video, we'll take a look at a big variety of disgusting banned TikTok users. One more thing before we start. I enabled memberships on the channel. If you want to support me but don't want to use Patreon, you can do so by becoming a member just for $1. Also, we just surpassed 150,000 subs. Thanks a lot for that. Let's see how far we can take it this year. Let's start. TikTok has been criticized numerous times in the past for their lack of privacy settings and children as young as 9 exposing their identities on the app. While TikTok is not the only social media site facing difficulties protecting children on their platform, it is dominated by teens and pre-teens, meaning it was only a matter of time until someone would prey on them.
Ah! Ooh! Ouch! Ow! Johnny!
What's up, guys? So just the day coming at you with another public service announcement. To my haters, all you're doing is fueling the fire. When you comment, like my stuff, follow me, and react to my videos trying to down me, you're just making it worse for you. So do yourself a favor, block me. If you don't like my stuff, if you don't like what I do, block me. Because I will continue to do duets with my fans that love me. And I will continue to do videos from my house where I live with my parents who love and support me, and I support them because they need me.
TheBudday, or Budday, is not only cringe, he is an alleged predator. Not only is he reacting to a bunch of TikToks from a bunch of minors, he also looks like he is in his mid-40s. He himself claimed that he was in his mid-20s back then, which, well, it's up to you if you believe him or not. In these TikToks, however, he's obviously being very disgusting, and the clips will make you feel very uncomfortable. He basically chose the duet option on TikTok. The option duet enables you to add your video to another video. TheBudday does these duets with very young girls, and the way he does them is very suggestive. TheBudday takes it a step further though. He gives dating advice.
You don't have to be funny. Hell, you don't even have to be really that good looking. What they really want is they want a Batman in the streets and a Joker in the sheets.
Anyway, besides these TikToks and a subsequent ban on the platform, there were a couple of private interactions that were leaked to the public. After getting a bit of attention, he started expanding on Instagram and Snapchat. There, he was sending videos to other users, and I guess you can imagine what he was doing in these videos. Not only videos, he was also sharing images. He knew of the ages of the people he sent videos and images to. Still, he felt very comfortable taking shirtless videos of himself and being a total creep. A lot more girls came forward and also expressed that they have been receiving creepy messages from him. As for legal repercussions, allegedly the police was called on him and they also came to his house, but he wasn't arrested. He continued on having an online presence for a bit after his ban, like streaming on Twitch, but after a short while, all of his accounts were also banned, and he seems to have quit. So this user was actually banned through a video that Nick Crowley made, so big credits to him. The channel was deleted so quickly that it was pretty much impossible to find archived versions of the videos, but Nick had a few clips in his video, so I'll be showing some of them to give context. Dan Silly would go around in Los Angeles and talk to women on the street. He tried to pick up women by a variety of different methods, whether it be cringy pickup lines or straight up harassing them.
Why are you ignoring me? Why exactly are you being, tired of being sexualized? Isn't it good to, be valued for some?
The women were clearly uncomfortable in most situations, some even running away. It's also interesting what he thinks of women in general.
In this place, the place is too safe with police. In other countries, it's way less safe. In order to get a bodyguard, a man, that will protect you, you need to be a good woman. You need to act well. But in here the women don't need to act well, so therefore, they're disgusting.
He also goes out of his way to disregard the private space of people by neglecting their non-willingness to consent.
Why not? Because we don't give you consent. You don't have to. I mean, I don't need consent. Right? That's a myth.
So he neither wants women to be safe, nor believes in the idea of consent. You might be able to guess where this is going.
Because I literally do feel like destroying these women when I accost them. My reptilian brain literally feels like attacking these women. Just strangling them and stuff, honestly. And making them submit to me. I feel like these women, seriously.
Additionally, he would not even target adult women. It was mostly girls he would approach.
Are you 18 years old? You're not? Sorry. I don't want to touch you because... Sorry. Or do you want to touch me? It's okay if you... Sorry. I love you.
Now this guy was actually convicted already. He's seen as a high-risk offender, but is still able to move freely throughout the streets of LA and harass others. He also ran a YouTube account with extremely disgusting content. The channel had over 2,000 subs and was online for half a year, but was then terminated. To me, it's incredible how open he is with his fantasies and ideas about girls. There doesn't seem to be any fear for consequences at all, even though he's already a registered offender and is considered high risk by authorities. It almost feels like a sick joke or a very dedicated troll, but this is beyond real and the guy is severely deranged. Dan always tries to take it a step further though. He made another YouTube account after his initial ban, stating his plans with underage virgin girls and his desire to become TikTok famous to increase the likelihood of marrying one. He even acknowledges that TikTok is full of kids, hence it is easier to do it on that platform than on other platforms.
Make this video because I want to make videos on TikTok, and I want to make, obviously, it successful, and I want them to go viral and famous. So that I personally, because from my own desire, obviously the reason why I want to become famous is for a reason. I mean, not just to make money, but to become seen in the eyes of girls, of underage girls, virgin underage girls who watch TikTok, because a lot of teenagers are on TikTok as compared to Facebook or YouTube. to appeal to that demographic, and we want to become famous so that there's for me at least, there's an underage virgin girl who I can marry.
Nick's video is obviously way more elaborate, so if you want to know more, check out his video if you haven't already. Before TikTok was completely banned in India, there was a user named Mujibur Rahman who would make TikTok videos to start a very disgusting trend, R-wording Indian women. The video contained a woman who was trying to raise awareness for SA victims. The guys can be seen within the same video basically dressing up again after using her. That's what is obviously implied here. There was another guy using the same clip. Here he was lip-syncing to the tune of a song that says, quote, "Only I have a right over your body." People were understandably upset and disgusted, and took this trend to Twitter to get it banned, which actually worked out in the end. All of the accounts in connection to this trend were banned, along the trend itself. I initially stumbled upon this user by watching a video from Drama Queen, so credits to her. Puberty Helper 101 was a TikTok account that was posting clips where they would give advice to children in puberty. The account was targeting girls specifically. Now the person behind the account was not a woman giving out advice to other girls, it was a guy.
Okay, so someone on my FYP exposed this page. It's not a safe space for young girls who are going through puberty. This is a grooming page. If you just go through the videos, you'll be able to see really quickly that something's off and that this is actually a man giving young girls advice. He's offering to meet up with them, exchange phone numbers, and text them about it. It's completely wrong.
This first came to users' attention when the account would make the following post, reading, "Hey guys, I'm going to pick 3 of you randomly and DM you and give you my phone number to help and talk you through anything you need. If any of you would find this helpful, write in the comments and maybe I'll pick you up." The guy is clearly a creep. He would demonstrate how to insert a tampon on a teddy bear, which seems harmless, but considering the context is quite odd. After this, the account was getting mass reported, and TikTok finally decided to terminate the account. Most of the videos of his channel weren't archived, so it's hard to tell what other stuff he had posted on there. I imagine it was mostly harmless looking stuff on the surface to lure in pre-teens to build trust. Once he got their trust, he would try to get in contact with them, potentially to groom them. What he was exactly planning on doing is unclear, but one can imagine. I find it very interesting that these creeps come up with the weirdest ideas to prey on children. An account specifically designed to lure in kids going through puberty, in a state where they are potentially the most vulnerable, seems very strategic. Gemini, or also known as Gemini Official on TikTok, has been banned for people calling him out for grooming and seeking relationships with minors. The guy had 3.4 million followers at his peak. He was well known for his comedy clips, if you can call it comedy. Multiple underage girls came forward to accuse him of grooming behavior. A user named Ruby the Awesome Turd, who was 16 at the time, claimed that he reached out to her for a FaceTime, amongst other things.
Go on a social media platform and try and take down a bigger creator that is literally flirting with minors. He literally admitted it in his video. He was flirting with a 16-year-old girl, and he's 20.
After all of this, he responded with the following.
What's up, guys? Let me address this so that it can literally go away, because I don't do controversy and I hate drama. So, Ruby just posted a video of me flirting with her and other girls that I've known within my life. One, these screenshots of me flirting with Ruby just happened last night, and I knew something was up. No, I didn't know Ruby was 16, and how the conversation started was actually really weird. She was flirting with me, and I was flirting back, but I was also asking her questions about Theo because I thought that they were still together, but it turns out that they'd broken up. So then I asked how old she was, and then she said she was 16, and I was like, okay, Ruby, like, why are you acting so weird in the first place? Because we don't even talk. So I knew she was up to something, and then she started, like, leaving me on red, so I wanted to see what she was up to. So yes, I did flirt with her again, one more time, to see what she was doing.
I mean, the guy even admits himself that he asked for her age, got a confirmation that she is indeed underage, and then says that he flirted with her once again. He then proceeds to say that she set him up, which is kinda crazy, since he admitted himself that he was flirting with a minor.
Nowhere in Ruby's page or on her Instagram description or anything does she say that she's 16.
It's interesting that he also backpedals and says that it states nowhere how old she is. I mean, the first thing that you should do anyway is ask for the age of the other person, unless you're on Tinder or whatever and it states the age in the bio. Not seeing the age in the bio isn't an excuse to just go ahead and flirt with someone and only later confirm her age. Regardless, this doesn't matter anyway, since we already established that he was flirting with her despite knowing her age, as confirmed by himself. Anyway, even more girls came forward, pretty much making the same claims that Ruby did. This was even more obvious than the previous one, so he had no other choice than to post a half-ass apology video confirming the claims. Here's a clip.
Hey guys, so I'm just gonna make a series of videos just explaining and owning up and taking accountability. As many of you know, there's been a bunch of drama going down. Basically, I got with this girl and she's 15 years old. Now, I do want to say that I really didn't know that she was 15 when I got with her. But I paid for her Uber, she came and hung out with me, we got with each other, and that was the situation. After the fact, I found out that she was 15 and I still kept talking to her. So much so that I asked to FaceTime fuck, which is completely disgusting.
And shortly after posting the video, however, he took them all down. He basically said in the clip that he got her an Uber, they hung out and got together. He didn't specify what they did when they hung out, but we can all imagine. He also confirms that he knew that she was 15 and still kept on talking with her. He calls his own behavior disgusting, but it honestly doesn't seem remorseful in the slightest. He says a bunch more contradicting things in the next few minutes. For instance, he says that he manipulated and victimized his audience, which he claims to regret, but within the next few seconds claims that he was allegedly so disgusted with himself that he wanted to build a dirt tower in Minecraft and take a step forward. So yeah, basically once again manipulating and guilt-tripping his audience. Well, whatever, the guy got banned, so hopefully no one needs to see this guy again. Man, this one is really messed up. Probably the worst case in this list. A woman named Nicola Priest would post numerous TikToks about her dead daughter, which was around 3 years old in the time of her passing away. While this seems like a sad thing, and it would be absolutely normal to give your condolences in the replies, people only later realized that Nicola herself took her daughter's life. This was really easy to find out, since
If she did it over a man, I hope she burns in hell. It is a woman's priority. If her husband is still in her life or not, to have her children, number one. That should be her first priority. And I hate hearing stories where, it's funny, this has something to do with it. I was watching that Alaskan State Trooper show, and there's one of them where the boyfriend had committed a crime. He broke into a grocery store, something like that, way out in Eskimo land. And, while the cops are very different over there. They don't, want to handcuff him and all that in front of everybody, to kind of save the drama. And he was acting very cooperative and just like, hey, can I have the cigarette and I'll meet you down over there. It's where there's snowmobiles or the planes are waiting. And they're like, yeah, go ahead and do what you got to do. So as he's doing that, this lady just starts freaking out, like, you can't take my boyfriend, and saying it over and over and over again. And then one of them's like, you have 2 children, and she put her hand into motion like, I don't care, I care about my boyfriend. I fucking just about ripped into her, man. If I were there, I would have just, Well, anyways, suffice it to say, she got her ass thrown in jail for her, non-compliance, but just to write off your kids like that over a guy or a girl? No.
A quick Google search brings up articles about this case. Nicola Priest was sentenced to 15 years in prison for this crime. Her boyfriend, or whoever, was sentenced to 14 years. You might ask what their reason was to take her life, and man, this just gets even more disgusting. Basically, the daughter had been put to bed at around 7 PM, but she didn't want to sleep. She wanted to stay up and play. Nicola Priest and her boyfriend, however, wanted to engage in intercourse, but the daughter kept on interrupting him. The only logical reaction for them was to take her life, which was caused due to severe beating. Just to put it in perspective how severe the beating was, experts likened her wounds to those of a child hit by a car at 40 miles per hour, or from falling 3 floors onto a concrete floor. After all of this, and even getting sentenced for it, to have the audacity to run a TikTok account and pretend that you weren't responsible for the passing of your own daughter is one of the most disgusting things I've seen, and probably the worst thing in this list. Now this one is actually one of many cases on TikTok. A user that goes by Zachary Latham uploaded a very nasty video of 2 children who are lifting up a dog before dumping it in a pond. The problem is that the dog has its mouth and limbs tied with a rope, meaning it's impossible to escape or swim. As if this wasn't enough, they keep throwing stones at it. Even more disgusting, the person behind the camera can be heard laughing and saying, quote, "The dog has lived for 4 years. It is now time to bid it goodbye." The user behind this profile was from India, and a lot of people went on Twitter or other platforms to express the lack of action from the side of TikTok to take down such content. After receiving backlash for the lack of moderation, they decided to ban this and many other accounts that posted similar content. Man, this one is wild. Zachary Latham took the life of his neighbor for fame on TikTok. Well, actually, the case is still ongoing, but it was either self-defense or for clout. I somewhat feel odd for saying this, but I really wouldn't be surprised if it was for attention. TikTok is such a cancerous platform, it was only a matter of time until someone came up with such a ridiculous idea for clout. This is an ongoing case, and both parties here are giving statements which contradict each other. They clearly tell different versions of the events that took place, so it's difficult to fully picture what happened. This case took place in Vineland, New Jersey. Zachary Latham was 18 years old at the time. He and his neighbors had conflicts here and there due to him driving recklessly in the area. Apparently, he even went out of his way to apologize for his behavior, but he seems to not have changed his ways. There was one main event, which is definitely of interest here. Zachary was in his car filming William's wife Enda calling her Karen, obviously mocking her. He posted this clip on TikTok. It amassed millions of views. A few weeks later, he swirled his car on the teenage son of the neighbors, at least according to the victims. So after this, the neighbors went onto the property of Zachary and his family to confront them. After warning them a few times to get off of their property, Zachary armed himself with a stun gun and a knife. Zachary then swung his knife, missing the sons of the neighbor. William was getting in the middle of them and his life was taken by Zachary. Important to note is that William and the rest of his family was unarmed. Police arrived, arrested Zachary and let him go again until trial for whatever reason. Zachary's lawyer argues that Zachary acted in self-defense. Further, this entire thing was actually recorded by Zachary's wife. Yes, Zachary had a wife at 18 years old. His wife then posted the video of this encounter to TikTok. This is pretty much one of the main reasons why people speculate that he did all of this for TikTok fame. He allegedly lured his neighbors into this conflict on purpose and seeked the confrontation to record it on their phone to upload it on TikTok. To further support this claim, Zachary would even respond to people commenting under that TikTok video. He seemed to enjoy the attention. It gets even more bizarre. During the investigation, Zachary was arrested in Florida. He was driving his car and threatened another person by ramming his vehicle and pulling out a firearm. Police found an airsoft BB gun in his car and Zachary was arrested. Still, he was again let go in May this year and is asked to appear to court later this year. This guy continuously breaks the law, even took a life and is threatening others, but he still isn't in jail. So this is a very disgusting person that was initially uploading to Omegle and later also created a TikTok account. On her account, she would show skinned and burned animals, their skeleton and so on. Now this might have been a copycat, since there's no way to confirm for sure if this was the original account, but the account was getting quite a lot of traction. It was obviously getting mass reports, leading to the ban of the account, but there's one more interesting thing. According to a few users, the person behind these accounts was charged and is in jail now. But this seemed to be a rumor at first, since there was no way of confirming it. Her activities seemed to have stopped, and law enforcement was indeed involved, which revealed her identity. Crystal Jerica Scott, a 19-year-old woman from Indiana, was selling Animal Crush videos on the internet. The procedure of obtaining the animals is also really heartless. She would go out of her way to look for families giving away their pet for free. She would take these pets and film her videos. She was sentenced to 30 months in prison and given 5 years of supervised release. In total, the FBI was able to recover 3 dogs, 12 cats, and several reptiles from her home. All of them were doing fine at the time of their rescue. The sentencing seems very mild. I don't exactly know if this is the only consequence she'll face, because earlier 7 years of prison time and a fine of $250,000, as well as 3 years of supervised release were in the room, but she apparently took a deal for only a 30 months prison sentence, which seems to be on the very low end. Frey Todoroki, who goes by Freya, was a Brazilian TikToker who took the life of a girl with the help of 2 of her friends. Basically, one of the perpetrators, a woman named Raisa Nunes Borges, 19 years old at the time, wanted to see if she was a psychopath by testing it on another person that was small and petite, unlikely to put up much of a fight. For this, she invited 2 of her friends, Jefferson Cavalcante Rodriguez and Enzo Giacomini Carneiro Matos, both adults. The victim here is Ariane Barbara Laureano de Oliveira, who was 18 years old. The act was planned carefully in advance by the perpetrators. They drew a list of potential suspects before eventually settling on Ariane. They called her out on August 24. Ariane even sent her mother an audio message saying she was with friends, but would be coming home soon. Her mother never saw her alive again. They took her into a car and put on the radio. They waited for a song to play, which was one of the go-to signs for one of the suspects to take her life. After the song played, the other 2 clicked their fingers, giving the third person the signal. After the strangulation failed, the other 2 had to join in to finish it. The body was dumped in the woods and they drove off. Her body was found 7 days later after locals alerted police to a bad smell coming from the area. The perpetrators were caught and they even admitted to the crime, but the investigation seemed to be ongoing. Okay, now I'm not exactly sure if this guy was banned or deleted the accounts himself. Even if he took them down himself, he pretty much was forced to delete his accounts due to severe backlash and allegations anyway. Jorobe, or John Robert Bell, was a political TikToker who was criticizing other people or certain political ideas or opinions. He was actually quite successful, and a large number of people were agreeing with him. This guy appeared to be trustworthy and credible at first, but man, he fell off pretty quick. Jorobe had videos of him criticizing grooming, but allegedly did the exact same thing. Here's one guy that was groomed by him.
John is a disgusting and terrible hypocrite who abuses his platform by using his clout to groom and prey upon underage boys. He has done this to multiple people, including me. John first followed me whenever I had about 30,000 followers and joined my live stream and asked for my Snapchat, so I gave it to him. After Snapchatting for a few weeks, I invited him to a Zoom call with me and my other TikTok friends. After about a week of John joining the Zooms, he asked me if I wanted to get an Airbnb with him on my 18th birthday, which was over 3 months away.
At the time, he was 17 years old, and Jorobe asked him to get into an Airbnb with him for his birthday and have a few drinks. A different guy named Papa Gut went through a dog file containing even more information on this guy. There were numerous instances of him trying to lure minors into houses, asking them to take BDSM tests and share them. He also tried to separate minors from the group on a few occasions, which is a very typical behavior for groomers, since their victims become an easier target for the perpetrator if they are isolated. People also found out that he works for a church, meaning he's in direct contact with minors all the time. After getting in touch with the church, they denied any involvement with him, even though Jorobe is clearly working there. People have made very long videos on this case, so if you're interested, check them out. Yo, that's it for the video. This video is actually just a bonus. I'll upload another video next week on Wednesday. Also, do me the favor and follow me on IG and Twitter, both links are below. Before ending this off, I want to quickly thank the patrons in the Elite and Legend tier, which consist of
Wow, that kind of really is crazy. Wow, Yo, come on. Here we go. Sorry about that. Microphone keeps on getting unplugged for some reason. I think I just need to buy the condenser. Anyways, I was saying I didn't know how fucked up some of these platforms are. Like I said, I mainly stick to YouTube, and I know, with the reach that, bigger people have, there have been a lot of different, speculations and a lot of stuff thrown at people. I don't know if it's true or not true. I'm in no place to judge. But when you start seeing the signs, that's when, all bets are off, and I'll, definitely share how I feel, which I think that's just totally fucking disgusting to be going after young children. I don't understand it. Anyways, y'all, I hope you guys enjoyed the videos this evening. And I'm coming back with one more, just a little one. But yeah, you'll see me real soon. Peace.